guess what? I'm not in jail. I can't say it didn't cross my mind that I might have suffered the same fate as Pat King today, but thankfully I didn't. We made it back. Thankfully, there's all kinds of thankfullys in this one. I got to tell you, when you're arrested, it doesn't matter if it's happened before or whatever. It's a weird experience. This time it was very calm for me because I really just wanted to know what I had done wrong. Nobody gave me an answer, and then all of a sudden I was in cuffs. So I don't really know how to explain that. But I was zen throughout the process. Honestly, it was pretty cool. But unfortunately, some of the crowd was upset or whatever. But folks, I'll tell you something. I'm going to tell you a story. What happened? I might as well do it right now because we're waiting for some of the people and have a little conversation with you. So, today on Slater Street, we were blowing bubbles in a parking lot. And I had got word that there was about a dozen police officers around the bubble bus, and I was at Parliament Hill at this point in time. So I ran back, and you guys probably might have caught the video where I was running back to the bus because I was concerned about the safety of the bus. And when I get there, there's about a dozen, no, I think there's like 15 something officers and a bylaw guy, and then they were all trying to get us to move. And, we said, are we allowed to park here? And they didn't have an answer. The bylaw guy says, you need a ticket. So first of all, they give me a ticket for, my very first ticket today was, it's funny when you got to measure it and how many tickets you got per day. Anyway, whatever. The first ticket that we got today first of all, earlier today, we were at Metcalfe and Slater, same place we were for the entire Ottawa thing, right? And, then the owners of the property came down, took the police with them, about a dozen cops, and ended up telling us that we couldn't park there and nobody could park there, and they could close down the lot for the whole weekend. And we'd already paid. And they said, if you email us, then we'll get the money back. So we're going to have to still do that. So we moved along as, we're law-abiding citizens. We don't want to cause problems. So we moved to another lot. I didn't pay for the thing, okay? And we were up at Parliament Hill, which is when I got the call and I came back. So we had a ticket on our window at that point for not paying to park. And then we went and got the ticket. We went and got the parking receipt, put it in the bus. And then it was another held hostage on top of the bubble bus situation. And they accused me of making too much noise with the Honda Quiet generator, 2000 EU. If you ever, just a plug to Honda, man, you guys make a great freaking generator. Somebody send this out to Honda, because really, it's great. It's quiet as anything. And I'm talking to the officer, just the same volume I'm talking to you here now, and he can hear me clearly, and I'm on top of the bus, and he's behind the generator. But anyway, he says it was making too much noise. And I said, I tried to argue that. And then he says, it's not powering anything useful. I said, it's powering my bubbles, and then it's anyway, whatever. So, at the end of it all, they had me in cuffs, they put me in a car, and they drove me up a couple of blocks, and they told me that I would be charged with mischief. Now, I don't know if you guys know, that's not good, okay? That's not good. That's the same thing I believe some of the guys that are still in. Pat King, I love you, man. I thought I'd be seeing you sooner than later. Brother, you're awesome. We have not forgotten about you. We're still on the streets fighting to show the truth to everybody, man. We love you. And George, same thing. Tamara, thank you for your sacrifices. Anyway, so they took me to another parking lot. They said I was going to be charged with mischief. And then about a half an hour, they had me in cuffs in the back. About a half an hour later, they said, no, we're going to charge you with trespass instead, which is like a $65 ticket. Wow. And then we're going to drive you out of town. Now, when they drive me out of town, this is funny. They drive me out of town. They ask me if I have any money, and they want my wife's phone number to call her. Now, I don't trust the police. I think you might know why by now. So I didn't give them the phone number. I said, don't worry about it, I'll sort it. They dropped me off specifically in a parking lot where there's a whole bunch of bikes and flags. And incidentally, I got searched twice, okay? I got searched twice, and and I had nothing on me at that point. And magically, when I reached in my pocket after the officers kindly let me go and we had a nice little conversation, I had $20 in my front pocket. I'm just saying. I've said it from the beginning. Cops are not the problem. Some cops are problematic, and there are problems, and unfortunately, the cops, instead of using proper discretion, are following orders for fear of breaking rank and losing employment and status and all of the things. The job, the two cops that drove me out of town today are robbery guys. Their job is to do robberies. One guy was a detective, the other guy was a sergeant. Driving me out of town. Anyway, thank you to whoever put the 20 bucks in my pocket. One of you officers did it, I'm quite confident. And thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So, right now, enough of my rambles. So I'm out. Yeah, I got trespass and we're good. And now we're downtown and we're going to go see what's going on. And I love her.
And we got the bus back.
We got the bus back.
We're currently east of Elgin Street. And I'm going to turn my camera around because I want everyone to see this. All right? We are here at Rideau Street. We're not even close, if you will, to the Parliament. They've got all kinds of tow trucks lined up here. For what possible purpose, I have no idea. And the roads are actually closed at the moment by the police. We're not in the red zone. We are not in the red zone. Yet the roads are being closed. Now you know who they're going to blame for all of this. They're going to blame the protesters, but the protesters have nothing to do with this. This is a closure that is stripped simply by police, but it's not limited here. Now, yes, this one street here is open, but this is almost an irony because right up ahead is my hotel. Now, we got here just in time. And I say we got here just in time because we got in, we got settled for the evening. We did get here a little later in the day than we had anticipated, so we did miss the march today that took place. The first event has already taken place at Parliament Hill, but we're going to be at the memorial tomorrow at 10 a.m. But just coming up to the Parliament, to the hotel here, and I tried to do a live earlier, and I got shadow banned, so I'm recording this to my phone. Now, when I did the live earlier, there's all kinds of cops lined up right there, and there's still a couple of there, but they've reduced a little bit. But here's the thing, this is where I'm supposed to enter. They got this street closed off too. We're not in this elusive red zone, yet the street's closed off. Now, there's another police officer, and they just heard their lights on. But this is not the protesters, folks. This is the police that are shutting down. We're not in the alleged red zone that has been illegally created by the police, because the Ottawa Police Services, because the Ottawa Police Services don't have any authority. Now, for those of you who don't know, Stand for Thee, we tried to file an injunction today against the blocking of these roads, and the courthouse did everything they could to try and create every bad excuse in the books. So they refused essentially to accept our payment to do the injunction. So we have to do it again tomorrow, not on Monday, and we will do it again on Monday because this rule that they've put in, it's going to be, why is my nose freaking funny colored? Anyhow, the order, this alleged, they're going to start closing it down so people can't park their cars and stuff where they're going to be protesting. That rule is meant to be permanent, but they actually have no law to create any authority of any kind whatsoever in order to enforce that. So we are going to be refiling that, or we're going to continue to stay at the courthouse every day next week until they accept our injunction, because we do intend to have that injunction heard. As for this weekend, we are a little bit out of luck, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a chance to start recording all this information to show that what's happening down here is not because protesters are blocking the roads, but it's because the police are blocking the roads, and I want everyone to be very, very aware of that.